Pokemon is, well, it's important to me. I was swept up in the Poke craze of the 90s just like any other kid alive back then. And I will always feel a nostalgic twinge when I think of summer nights spent playing my Game Boy by the light of the yard lamp outside my bedroom window. But recently, I've become disenchanted by the franchise. A lack of challenge and innovation have me caring less and less about the new entries. That's where Nuzlocke comes in. And although I've never done one, I've always been aware of their self-regulated existence. So, armed with a newly reacquired copy of Pokemon Gold, I decided that if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. I would invite all of you to join me. This is my journey into Pokemon Nuzlocke. I start in my bedroom, which is typical of these games. I decide to go talk to Mom. There's nothing on TV anyway. She tells me that our neighbor, Professor Elm, is looking for me. He has an errand for me. She makes sure I know how to use a phone because I'm Mommy's special boy, and she sends me off. Making my way into the professor's lab, he tells me that if I go see his friend, Mr. Pokemon, that sounds sketchy, he'll give me a rare Pokemon. So of course, I beeline it to Cyndaquil. In a Nuzlocke, it's encouraged to nickname your Pokemon in order to grow more attached to them. Because if they faint, they're considered dead and can no longer be used. Squirrel. Perfect. I leave the lab and I'm off to start my adventure. I fight a few Pidgeys to level Squirrel up, and a Centric gets real lucky with a crit and almost ends my run early. But thankfully, I make it to Cherry Grove. When I get there, this old man starts showing me around the Pokemon Center, the Pokemart, Route 30, the sea. He shows me back to his home, hands me a map, and I'm off to the store. At this point, I do something I haven't done in a Pokemon game. I spend all my allowance on potions. With my shopping done, I make it up Route 30 and to Mr. Pokemon's house. He's been waiting for me. When I get there, he hands me an egg. Tells me it's some big discovery. Then he introduces me to the guy from the intro. He calls me dependable, even though we just met 2 seconds ago, and hands me a priceless Pokedex. Both of these grown men tell me, a 10-year-old, that they're counting on me, and I go to leave the weird tiny home in the middle of nowhere. That's when I get a call from a panicked Professor Elm. Something about a stolen Pokemon. I was on my way back anyway, but I guess I better hurry. On the way out of Cherry Grove, some red-headed weirdo runs up on me. He rushes me, calls me a wimp, and then challenges me to a battle. I'm happy to oblige. He sends out his Totodile, and honestly, I'm a little jealous. Look at that sprite. A few smoke screens, a few tackles, and it's an easy win. He gives me some cash, because apparently we bet on these fights? He screams his name, and then he runs off. That's it. I'm calling the cops. Hi, I'd like to report a crime. Yeah, I got his name. Oh, I'm sure that's his name. Yeah, he screamed, "My name is Butlick!" at me. I think it's French. He must be from the Kalos region. After filling out my police report, I show Elm the egg, who acts like he's never seen one before. He proceeds to tell me how amazing I am, and that I should become the next champion. That's why I'm here. As I'm walking out, this nerd stops me, throws some Pokeballs at me, and that's that. My Nuzlocke can start in earnest. I head out for my first catch encounter. And I'm not surprised when it's a wild Pidgey. Pidgeys aren't bad. They're fast, they have 3 evolutions, and you really can't go wrong with a flying type. I was more or less prepared to catch one in this Nuzlocke early on anyway, so after a tackle and a Pokeball, Pidgecake joins the team. I'm off to Route 46 to hopefully catch a Geodude. I could use a tank, and it would be a huge boon for the first gym. Sure enough, luckily, one shows up. I send out Quirrell, and the Geodude tanks quite a few tackles. Eventually, though, I'm able to get it low enough to catch it with a Pokeball. That's it. Geodet joins the team. It's time to go fight some trainers. Youngster Joey sends out his Rattata. Now, as a kid, I always thought Rattatas were kind of a joke, but I'm learning that they hit pretty hard and have a fairly decent speed stat. But Geodet barely budges, and gains a level for her effort. I walk up a few feet, and Joey's twin, I guess, challenges me as well. He sends at me a Pidgey and a Rattata, but Geodet steamrolls his old team. Easy enough. Youngster Mikey pays me my winnings, and I'm off to find my next catch encounter. I step into the grass, and to no one's surprise, I find a wild Caterpie. Caterpie can be decent. It evolves fully by level 10, and Butterfree can be a pretty good staller Pokemon in early levels. So I name it Butterpie. I don't have Flash yet, but I go to stumble around in Dark Cave. Before long, a Zubat tries to bite my face. I send out Geodet, and hopefully she doesn't kill it, and I'm able to catch the Zubat. I don't really have plans for it, as I've already got a flying type, and I'm not too big on poison, but it's good to have. The Pokemon with my favorite nickname so far is on the roster. Well, now that I have a team of 5, and all the catch encounters I can on the first 2 routes, there's not really much else I can do. I'll go pick on some bug catchers, and make my way to the next town. Thanks everyone for checking out this video. I had a lot of fun making it. If you want to watch my run live, I stream on Twitch. I'll post a link in the description. I plan on making more videos in the series and see how far this goes. I'll also post a long form style video alongside this one, for those of you that would like to see that. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.